Hey everyone, Coach Logan, coming to you live from a gym that's warm and requires glare because there's sun outside, so you know it's not Pittsburgh. This is a recap of the nutrition stuff that we did very recently at Nobi. If you'd like to participate or be at these, check our Instagram or our Facebook, so make sure to follow those and you can see that, Nobi Fit, Instagram, Nobi Fit, Facebook. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you already know where we're at on YouTube. This video will break down what we went over in Nutrition 101 workshop. So this is gonna be foundational bits. There will be other nutritional workshops in the future that are gonna go a little bit more deeper dive, more into the hormonal health aspect of things, particular ways to implement very specific diets and instances for yourself, and maybe like supplementation, creatine, fish oil, vitamin D. We're gonna use all that stuff, but it's just a very simple breakdown. So let's get into it without any more talking about how Pittsburgh is terrible in the winter. So the awareness, what do you eat, what do you drink, when do you do it, and why? These are all important things to consider. One of the best practices to do this is try to figure out what you've eaten today or what you consumed yesterday. So write it down, start looking, go through your breakfast, go through your lunch, go through your dinner, and see what of that is protein, what of that is carbohydrates, what of that is fat, and where are those sources coming from. What we would like to shoot for is your ideal body weight in grams of protein. So if you're a 200-pound person and you're a little bit more obese or overweight and you want to weigh 150 pounds, then your total grams of protein would be 150 pounds that you'd be consuming. Granted, this would be coinciding with resistance training and exercise, so you'd want to have that much protein in your body, in your bloodstream, to facilitate recovery from that. Minimum requirements by FDA, drug people, the government, whatever, is based off of your minimum amount that you have to prevent a deficiency in nitrogen balance. So if you look up all those RDA things, generally that's what they are. You can double check, use your own brain. But a lot of the research showing that getting about 0.7 grams per pound of lean body weight up to that 1 gram per pound seems to have the most benefits for maintaining health, maintaining bone density, maintaining muscle mass. So super important things for longevity. There's a shot back, like right here. It's kind of in the way of carbohydrates, energy source. That's what they are. So most of your carbohydrates should be coming from berries and fruit in the form of berries or vegetables. Vegetables are great for you. Consume vegetables, cruciferous is the best. Work on those things. For your protein, there should be leaner sources. We do have several vegans that were attending the workshop. So tofu, leaner tofu better, legumes, snap peas, all that stuff can contribute to protein. Another kind of conversation we had was about supplementation and when you should implement it. Do your best to get whole food sources for your lean protein, but when you need to get to that number, then you go ahead and consume, whether that's a casein, a whey isolate, whey concentrate, or a pea protein mix that is best for vegans. Have that to get to that daily value that you are setting as your goal. Now, one of the other questions was, if I'm trying to hit this protein goal, but I'm going over my calories, which one should I consider more? What's more important? And in that instance, if the goal is weight loss, then the goal is weight loss. But if you're losing weight and not eating enough protein, there's gonna be a risk as you get leaner to be losing muscle mass. So the considerations for that one are how many calories are in each thing. So for carbohydrates, it's 4 calories per gram, as well as within protein, and then fat's 9 calories. So see where your calories are coming from, and that's where that awareness component comes in. Figure out what you're eating, what you're consuming, where the most calories are coming from, and then you can make adjustments or adaptations based off of that. So foundational protein, a good rule for protein consumption, if you're consuming something, it should have 10 grams of protein per 100 calories. That's a minimum. So if you eat a 200 calorie thing, it should have about 20 grams of protein to be considered high protein. Now that's all encompassing with the whole meal. So if you have a 600 calorie meal and it has 60 grams of protein, fantastic, very high protein meal. Carbs are for energy, fats for hormonal health. So 0.3 grams per pound of your body weight. So if you're a 200-pound person, that's approximately 67 grams of fat per day. Ideally coming from quality sources, not just saturated fats. So nuts, seed oils, all those things are going to be healthy for you. The building habit principle that we were discussing throughout the thing was, what are you doing and can you do one thing more to improve towards your goal? So if you're skipping breakfast That's fine. Does that align with your goal of losing weight? Then great. But are you skipping breakfast and avoiding protein? Could you just have a protein shake in the morning? Could you have some fruit and then a protein shake on top of that? All these little things you can implement. One thing that most people were losing out on was hydration in the morning. So start your day with H2O. So 16 to 32 ounces sipping throughout the day. Very easy to have a water bottle. And if you know yourself, if you don't like to twist off the lid, then have a water bottle with a straw. A lot easier to sip through a straw than it is to drink from a bottle. And it makes lots of sense when you think about it. It's a very small thing, but you're less likely to drink in a moving car if you don't have a sippy cup here. So think about that sippy cup, implement that. That might be a better way for you to get the hydration. And then tapering your hydration towards the end of the day, away from the end of the day, because you don't want to have to wake up to go pee. So starting it heavy, lots of hydration, and then sip throughout the day to stay hydrated. Usually the pee indications are pretty good check, mark, balance kind of thing. If it's clearish, you're pretty good, but 0.5 ounces per pound of body weight is usually what's best for most people. Unless you're really obese or really skinny, you might need more. If you're really skinny, if you're obese, you might need a little bit less. That was basically the gist of it. We will be doing other ones throughout the next many months. So check out that. Make sure you're following on Instagram if you're not already. And if I totally missed something, that's cool. I will put all of the notes in the comments or in the description of the video so you can check out and just see if there's anything that you want is written. I can also send you an email of this information, but that should be in there sort of like this. This is just the cliff notes. But if you have any questions, do leave them in the comments below. And if there are any other nutrition shops or things you'd like to actually come do, whether it be workout ones or nutrition related at Nobi, if you're in South Hills of Pittsburgh, come on down, leave some comments. Only doing them to try to help people get better. So it's most important that they do enjoy and do improve and feel like they're getting some value out of it. That makes sense. All right, well, questions in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already, because videos, and then there's going to be a longer format video on the way to calculate your energy expenditure. So that'll be coming out almost the exact same time as this, so check it out if you haven't seen it. All right, until next time, everybody.